Hi everyone, Steve Dangle here, Leafs video blogger searching for a purpose in life when there are no Leaf games. I thought to myself, it's about time I uploaded a video to this channel, isn't it? And by thought to myself, I mean my wife was like, dude, why don't you do something? You seem miserable. Too right, okay, a little bit on the nose there, but okay, fine. I mean, it beats doing a puzzle. Look at this puzzle! Look at this! It's got black, it's got greeny black, and that's it! Except for the triangle, but it's all just triangles and circles and mist! Hey honey, can you pass that greeny black? They're all greeny black pieces! So we have since given up on this puzzle, put all the pieces back in the box, and we are gonna drop it off on the door of our worst enemy! And instead, we're gonna do one about dogs. So hey, before I start telling you about all my feelings and stuff, there is actually a little bit of Leaf news, maybe, sort of, a report that has come out, so why don't we talk about that first, and then we'll move on to whatever else. But before that, we're gonna pretend like the Leafs won last night, because waiting outside the door are victory puppies, boys! Yeah! You got so much energy! You got so much energy! Iggy, there you go, Charlie! I know you don't know how to catch, you almost took off my hand, that's fine! Woo! There you go! Woo! Charlie, just take, there you, ow! Again! Hey! 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 Okay, the third one, Iggy, I still have it in my hand. The third one requires you to answer a question, okay? Come here. Okay. Have you been self-isolating inside like everyone's been telling you to, or have you been a dumbass going out and hanging out with people and breathing on them with all your germs that's gonna end up forcing us into a lockdown like it has everywhere else? Oh, you've been inside. Thank you. Good boys. Good boys. Not dumbasses. Not dumb. Well, Charlie eats poop. But he's been self-isolating. Are you dumber than my guy that eats poop? Of course you're not. Of course you're self-isolating watching this video. Of course not. Unless, oh no, it is. Of course not. So, hey, how's about we talk about the Leafs? From Igor Iranko out of Russia. Hearing Alexander Barabanov is set to sign with NHL teams for the next NHL season, I think he meant. There's a report in Russia he's going to sign with the Leafs. Recently, he had 3 teams who he would like to go to. One of them should be the Coyotes. I think that means the Coyotes had interest. John Chayka, their GM, talked with Barabanov while visiting St. Petersburg. Now, first and foremost, the pronunciation of his name, I know I'm doing it wrong. And we're all doing it wrong. We all always do the Russian names wrong. And the Swedish name's wrong too, and we don't even talk about that. It should be remembered that Barabanov was a member of the Russian men's hockey team in 2018 that won gold. Sure, there were no NHL players at that tournament, but out of all the teams that were there, Russia had the best one, and Barabanov was part of it. It should also be noted that Barabanov was one of the youngest members of that team. Not the youngest, but one of the youngest, and most of the guys younger than him, big things are expected of them. Kirill Kaprizov, draft pick of the Minnesota Wild, always near the top of the list for best players outside of the NHL. 2 of the goalies from that team, Ilya Sorokin and Igor Shesterkin. Yes, I needed my phone for that. Sorokin has a lot of hype, and Shesterkin had a lot of hype until he came to the NHL, and then it wasn't hype anymore. It was, oh my god, he's amazing. Then 2 defenders, Vladislav Gavrikov, a draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Artyom Zub, who has been gaining a lot of traction this past week or so. I think he's going to sign with the Habs. And also 2 defensemen, Vladislav Gavrikov, he's a draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Artyom Zub, who is supposedly about to sign with the Ottawa Senators, or it sounds like they're the front runners. All those guys are younger than Barabanov, and it sounds like big things are expected of them. It should be noted that Mikhail Grigorenko, who was a top 10 pick and then not in the NHL anymore, is a month older. Now, yes, Grigorenko is only a month older, but if rumors are to be believed, he's only a month older. But that's neither here nor there. That was a couple of years ago. That was the 2018 Olympics, and now Barabanov is going to turn 26 in the summer. So when he plays hockey, hopefully next season, and that's not far away, he'll be 26. Oh, and for Leaf fans waiting on pins and needles, oh my god, is he a defenseman? Oh my god, is he good? Oh my god, does he shoot right? He's a forward. I get mad about that stuff too. You saw in the last podcast, and we're going to address that in this video, but the Leafs still need cheap forwards if they're going to have expensive ones, right? This from Lance Hornby was interesting. Further to talk of KHL forward Alexander Barabanov possibly coming to Leafs, if not the Coyotes, he is 25 and scored between 10 and 20 goals for St. Petersburg in the past 4 years, with at least 1 playoff goal and multiple assists. A little on the short side at 5'8", 159 pounds. pounds. And this is not Lance Hornby's fault because I looked it up too. This was on HockeyDB and I was like, oh my god, that seems really small. Supposedly he's much bigger. According to Igor Iranko, he is 5'9", yes, only 1 inch taller, but 190 pounds. That's about a 30-pound difference, and it matters. Sometimes with Russian teams, European teams, the information's a little out of date. Elite Prospects information is a lot closer to Igor Iranko's. They say 5'10" and 192 pounds. It's much closer. Now, more information. Once again from Igor Iranko, worth to add that Barabanov's skating is very much worth the watch. He's a top 10 KHL skater, if not top 5, and is very good one-on-one due to that. He's a beast outskating defenseman in the corners or along the boards. If you want to know who Barabanov is, you should rewatch the 2018 World Championship. Well, we got time, Igor. Especially the game between Russia and Canada in the quarterfinal. As far as I remember, he had tried to deke someone out at least 5 times. All the attempts were successful against solid NHL players. So I'm listening to all this. It sounds like he's feisty. It sounds like he's a good skater. He's a little on the short side, but he's got a little bit of beef in there. Sounds like Trevor Moore, who the Leafs don't have anymore and could use another one of. Now, Barabanov had 20 points in 43 KHL games this past season. That doesn't sound that impressive, but you also got to remember KHL numbers are a little different. The KHL game is a little bit different. The whole ice surface is different. There's just less scoring, and even then the points don't always relate. Like, for example, Ilya Mikheyev led his entire team in scoring with Avangard Omsk in his year before he joined the Leafs. 45 points in 62 games. Former members of the Leafs organization that Barabanov played with this year, Miro Aaltonen, I wonder if he'll ever come back now that Sheldon Keefe's in charge, and also Igor Ozhiganov was on that team. And actually, Barabanov's been on St. Petersburg since the 13-14 season, so I think he played with Zaitsev too. Basically, if he wants to run, he can, but it sounds like players like it here, so that's good news. So with the differences in leagues and style of play, it's difficult to take the points at face value. You're just looking for interchangeable skills. Skating's a big one, and it sounds like Barabanov has it. Until then, we're basically waiting on the news, really. Alright, good. Now that we've talked about the Leafs and hockey and stuff for a while, let's just talk. Huh? I don't know, what else you doing?
You already watched Tiger King. You watched all 7 episodes, probably in one sitting. Goddamn Carol Baskin trying to ruin my... Call this tiger Gary. See, looks like a unicorn a little bit, but I'm
losing it a little bit. So listen, strange times. I hope you're handling it well. I'm handling it on and off. Although, I gotta say, like, check this out. My wife cut my hair today. She did a pretty good job. Like, I don't know, considering, I'd say she did a pretty good job. She borrowed the clippers, although the settings on the clippers from her parents. They just left them outside the door. Mrs. Dangle picking them up with a hazmat suit on like Monsters, Inc. You just gotta trust the person cutting your hair, encourage them, and tell them to be brave. Because if you have those, like, settings on, you can't just be... You can't be doing these little dainty, just carving chunks of my head out. The setting is there on the clippers so that you won't go too far. So if you press, don't worry, it's fine. You're not gonna shave it all the way down to my scalp because that's what the thing is for. I look at it this way. You mow your lawn? How do you mow your lawn? Do you mow your lawn like this, just walking, keep it nice and flat? Or do you, like, lift the lawnmower up and just do patches like that and wreck your back? No, you just calmly trust the lawnmower. I almost broke that thing. And that's hairstyling tips with Steve Dangle. Oh my god, we're already here. It's not even April. Yeah, look, I hope you're handling it better than I am anyway. It's difficult, like, doing so many streams. Like, there's no jump cuts there. It's all live. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of people just looking at your life live. And you've probably seen from the podcast streams and from the podcast episodes, like, I've been a grouchy piece of garbage. I've had a better last couple days, but just be kinder to people. Be good. We're all in this together. Like, for example, if you're even able to go outside or something, which that's not illegal yet, just going outside, but if you're able to go for, like, a walk with your partner or whoever you're living with, whatever, even that is a leg up on some people. My parents, for example, with my sister, if you've read my book, you know the whole deal about my sister. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but she has several disabilities. If she doesn't want to go outside, and they can't make her, if she doesn't want to go outside, my parents can only go out alone by themselves because one of them has to be home with her. And they've been sticking to that because they're good parents and responsible citizens. And man, there are so many people being absolute heroes in this whole thing. And that word is overused. heroes. They're heroes. The nurses, the doctors, and this is the whole thing. Oh, not that many people are dying from it. In part because of them, brainwave. And the hospitals are packed everywhere. That's the point. And they're there every day for over half their day saving lives. And you gotta sit inside and watch Netflix, I guess. I feel like I'm lecturing. If you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you work at a nursing home, if you're on the front lines of this, if you're a paramedic, thank you so much. And I don't know if you understand or care what kind of a hero you are, but you are. And it's not just them. I don't know if you saw this story from the last podcast. A friend of mine is a courier. They delivered 161 packages in one 8-hour shift. Order stuff you need for your health, for your family, for your work. Stop ordering shoes! You don't need shoes! Where are you going with these shoes? Anyway, I've been getting a lot done around the house and I'm getting sick of it. So I want to make more videos. So if you leave a comment in the comment box down below, just tell me what you want me to make a video about. I'm up for any and everything. Hockey, obviously, I would be partial to. Harry Potter content. I really like those, and it seems like some of you really like them, but not all. I want to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, but that's even more niche, probably, than Harry Potter. What do you want? What do you want? And also, there's going to be more streams coming up. I believe there will be one tomorrow night on Sportsnet's YouTube channel. And not to mention a brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast. The plan is to still do 2 a week, man. And speaking of, and I did say I would get to this, boy, was I negative at the end of the last show. And, you know, usually I stand by all the stuff I say, but I didn't feel good about that one. Listen, I still don't think you should be handing out 3-year contracts at $2 million per for fourth-line players. Supposedly that's the rumor with Kyle Clifford. But that was a little over the top. Like, even for me, that was a little over the top. We're switching to the phone cam because this is the only way to get both dogs in. Charlie, where are you going? Iggy. Iggy. I'm in a better mood now because of the victory puppies. This big dummy is turning 5 tomorrow. Can you believe that? Iggy, you're such an old man. Rubbing your face on the floor, you old man. Whoa. You want to be in the outro, Charlie? You want to be in the outro? Yeah? No? Birthday boy, I want you for the outro, okay? So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. I think they want to leave. You want to leave, birthday boy? Love you.